What's up guys and welcome back to SW Bricks and Figs. Today is another episode of building the Jedi Temple. I didn't have that long to work on this week's episode, however I feel like I still got a load of awesome stuff done, so make sure you stay tuned till the end to see everything I do. If you guys do go on to enjoy today's episode, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Without further ado, enjoy today's video.
You're fulfilling your destiny.
So this week I started off by working on the floor at the back, so I've got to finish off all this area, but I decided to add this middle bit here with snot. So I started off by measuring how big this area was going to be. Then I built sort of like a smooth version that I added in to make sure that it all fit within the area that I set out for it. Once it all fit perfectly, it was time to add some details, so I headed back over to my table to work on a few different detail techniques. I tried this arch technique at first, just with the one in the middle. This didn't work, it kept sort of being too big, too small, nothing seemed to work and I couldn't get it centered. But I played around with this for a while and came up with the design where I used two arch pieces, one on either side, and this seemed to work a lot nicer. Then after that I proceeded to lay down two layers of plates, just so it would be flush with the level of the tiles, obviously keeping it all on the same level so it'd be nice and smooth and integrated with the tiles that I then laid down next to it. I had a few little details here, obviously nothing much, but I think it turned out pretty nicely. Next up I had to make the circle pieces that fit within the arches, so I've been doing one of them here. I didn't sadly have enough to make both of them. I was missing one of those circular red, dark red tiles, so I'll have to order one of those, but I think that looks pretty cool nonetheless. Now that that middle section there is done, it's time to raise up all of the section around it so I can tile off all of this area and start to work on the stairs that are going to be going up on the back. So you can see I'm just laying a layer of bricks and then a layer of plates on top of this. I just found a load of blue plates, so luckily I have enough. I was running out of filler plates, but this has come in clutch here. After that, you can see I've started to add in tiles. This is just going to be a load of 2x2 tiles. Obviously I might add some more details in the future, but yeah, it's looking pretty good, and this is all up to the level that it needs to be right now. I went back in and added a couple more tiles afterwards just to finish off that section in front of the door. So now onto the other side, and I had to remove all those 501st troopers that for some reason I was storing there. And then I laid down a layer of bricks again and plates on top of this, followed by the tiles, just to finish it off. I think this looks pretty clean. Obviously the rest of it will be tiled off or plated off. I'm just not entirely sure where I'm going to put the stairs yet, so I haven't done that quite yet. I'm thinking of adding some battle damage on the floor here, so I might replace that second arch on the right and replace that with a sort of battle damage sort of crater sort of thing in the middle of the floor. Let me know if you think that's a good idea to do. Next up, I turned my attention to the towers, so I added some more details onto the towers, just adding layer by layer, going up and up as I go. So you can see I'm just sort of working on the statues on the back. The far left one that you can see in this shot here is pretty much complete, the statue wise, and it's just sort of got to be filled up behind. So I'm just replicating that on all three of the other towers here. So then looking at the statues, I realised on this far left one here I was missing the sword, so I got to work making a fourth one of these. You can see these are all the parts that I used for it, and this is a little time lapse of me putting it together. It's a pretty simple design, but I think it works pretty well for the towers there. I was sadly missing one of the cone pieces to finish off the top or the point of the sword, but nonetheless I added it to the towers, and I can always go back and add that piece in later on. Onto the outside of the towers next. I've got to work out how I'm going to be finishing off the tops here. So as you can see, the one on the far right is the first design I've gone for finishing off this top section here. I haven't really decided which one I'm going to go for. There's obviously this second technique where I've used the arches or the inverted slopes just to finish it off, but I'm not entirely sure which one looks best, and I can't quite figure out how to do it, but I think personally the first technique is the one I'm going to go for. Next up, I added this little room into this tower on the right, because you guys have been requesting it in the comments a little bit. So what I'm going to do is you guys leave your suggestions for what should be in this little room in the comment section down below, and the one that gets the most likes will be put into the mock. Next up on this week's to-do list is to work on the tree on the outside. So I'm actually going to be making another tree, so a second one. I think I'm going to go with two designs in the end. I have one on either side of the outside of the platform. I'll show you what this looks like in just a second, but let's get building on that second tree. So I started with the trunk and then replaced the other one because I've now got some more parts to fill in that centerpiece of the other tree trunk. I then dumped all the leaves out and began to work on each of these sort of rings, individual rings. As you go up, they get sort of smaller by 2 leaves per ring. So it starts with 14 and goes all the way down to 6, I believe. I really like this technique, so I'll leave a tutorial that I followed down in the description down below. I actually added a little brown bar piece at the top just to make it extra sturdy and hold those pieces of the leaves that go above where these cone pieces are. And then I layered up the pieces starting with the biggest ring and going all the way down to the smallest at the top there. And there are both the finished trees ready to add to the temple. To attach the trees to the edge of this landing platform, I removed one of these little 1x2 bricks and replaced it with an inverted slope in light bluish grey. Added a jumper plate which will attach to the tree, and then added the tiles back on top. I then repeated the same on the other side and then added the trees, both on the far side and up close as well, and this is how they look. I hope you guys like how this turned out. I'm really happy with it and I think it looks accurate to the source material. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys. I hope you did enjoy. As always, if you did enjoy, guys, smash the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Obviously, as we are nearing the end of the project, it's sort of little jobs that I've got to do. It's not just big things, so it doesn't look like I'm doing that much, but I am really sort of working on little pieces here and there. Obviously, I didn't have as much time to work on this week's episode as I have been away from home for a while, for 2 weeks or so, hence why there wasn't an episode last week, so I really apologise for missing a week last week, but we're back and we're going to be getting a ton more progress done on the temple in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. So you're probably wondering how long is it going to be until I finish this mock, and I'm aiming to finish this mock within the next couple of weeks. I haven't got much left to do, but I definitely need your input to help finish this mock, guys. I've got a few questions that I asked in this video, and it'd be really useful if you guys could just sort of answer those questions down in the comments and leave your feedback, because there are a couple of sections that I am a bit stuck on. So the main thing I'm a bit stuck on, guys, is the side section. So I don't know what to do on top of the raised platforms that I've put on the sides. I'll leave pictures up on the screen right now of what I'm talking about, but it would be great if you guys could give me some feedback, whether I just tile them off like they are in sort of like the video game that I'm basing it off of, or whether I try and do something else. Let me know what you think I should do in the comment section down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. But before I go, guys, I just want to give you a reminder that I'm currently running a mock contest. We've got some awesome prizes for this one, including some Clone Army Customs helmets, some custom clone troopers, and for first place you can get an Amazon gift voucher. So make sure you go and check out that video and enter if you're interested in winning any of those prizes. Thank you to everyone who's entered so far. All of the mocks have been pretty awesome, and I can't wait to check out even more when everyone else enters. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.